How about you all sit there quietly while I make dad noises?
Dad noises. Dad noises.
Ran over there and go to the John.
Welcome to Dad Noises, the podcast for dads, by dad, without a dad. I'm your host, JP, and tonight I am alone in my room, but luckily to the magic of the internet, I am not alone at all in the presence of the one and only Mr. Keith Campbell. What's going on? No way. Did it freeze?
No, I'm just doing my best Shaquille O'Neal impression.
Dude, that I literally was like about to get up and go freaking. I was like, oh my God. That silence from me was just like, I can't believe this is happening.
Oh yeah. Yep. Sorry, man. I had to mess with you a little bit. After all the technical difficulties we've been having tonight, they're just
Yeah, dude, it's been something. I mean, we're starting an hour past the time that we thought we were going to start because there's just been so many technical difficulties, but that's the way it goes, I guess. So, but how's it going, man? How's everything on Scary AF?
It's doing well, man. I appreciate it. Hustling, trying to hustle. Just broke 38,000 subscribers today, which is amazing. So hopefully 40K by the end of the weekend if things keep going the way they're going. So it's been fun. The hardest part is just trying to come up with new stuff to upload every day. That's the hardest part.
Yeah, the everyday upload, even in short clips, that's tough.
Yeah, so I try to break it up between movie trailer reactions or break up some clips from, or like The Walking Dead. I'll play little clips of that. I recently did one where I was kind of trolling The Walking Dead fan base, where I replayed or I remixed, I should say, one of the earlier episodes to where I put Negan in the scene. And there are so many people that are getting triggered by it, telling me that it's not real, which obviously it's not real. But I keep having fun with it and telling everybody it's deleted scenes and everything. And you could tell people are getting pretty upset about it.
It's crazy. I didn't know that there was such an invested interest still in that show.
Yeah, I almost gave up on it myself. It had a couple of rough seasons, but the last two, they really did a good job of captivating the audience again and closing on a strong note. And now we have a bunch of spinoffs coming out with the Daryl spinoff and the Rick and Michonne, and then Negan and Maggie. So we have 3 spinoffs coming out. I think each one is only going to be one season. So, it's going to be over pretty soon.
Dang, I don't know anybody that watches that.
Yeah, I think, because I know we barely talk about it.
I think only
Alex
Imagine Dragon fans like Walking Dead.
That's what I heard too. And they all have penises.
They all go hand in hand.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I should do. I should do a Imagine Dragons Walking Dead montage.
Yes, like
and
a freaking mashup.
Yeah. And somehow I'll put a picture of your face in there somehow.
Yes, dude, please
Just
do that.
Yeah,
dude, that'd be sick. I have, so for the video viewers on YouTube, I have full red. Mr. Keith has full red as well. The reason why is because tonight we are going to discuss our favorite horror films, and also I want to discuss this new horror film phenomena that's on the internet going around called Skinamarink. And yeah, so let's save the list. Let's ease into it. Even before we get into the movie stuff, let's discuss this weird. I saw that I listened to a podcast that had some very apocalyptic talk. The guys that went on there, they were scientists, or they did something. I don't know what they did, honestly. They're on the Joe Rogan podcast, but they were on there talking about ancient civilizations. But they were also talking about how they believe what caused the great floods after these ice ages and stuff that we've had over the course of Earth's history were caused by the possibility of the poles, the magnetism of the poles on the Earth being almost like flipped or changed or disoriented or whatever. And they're saying that the magnetic poles have shifted. Right now they're not on alignment, and we're like 2,000 years over having another magnetic pole shift. So I watched that and listened to that podcast, so I'm freaked out, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
then
terrifying.
we start texting the next day, and what do you tell me?
I told you that I had a nightmare that sounded eerily similar to the podcast you listened to. I had a nightmare that it was like an end of the world type situation. It was one of those situations where there was no escaping it, no matter what you did. So my family and I, we just kind of accepted it, and we stayed together. And in the dream, it was weird because it was so in the dream, it was like almost like the moon was being pulled closer to the earth. And that was creating all this chaos and earthquakes. And I remember like where we were in the dream, the landscape was changing around us, almost like we were sitting still and everything around us was spinning. So like at one point there was like the skyline, like skyscrapers, which we don't live anywhere near skyscrapers, but also on that like came, like kind of like just scrolling past us. And I was like, wow, look at that. And then there were mudslides, and obviously at the dream never got that dark. Like none of us died in the dream. I woke up before it got to that part, thank God. But it was just scary because it was the end of the world, and it was chaotic and nothing we could do to stop anything. And then you tell me about the podcast and how it has to do with polar shifts and doomsday. And it was just so bizarre that we both experienced something similar at the same time like that. It was super, super freaky.
Yeah, man.
Because
And then
you said you had a dream too, right?
no, I lived it.
Yeah,
Fucking,
that's true.
I mean, what was that? Was it the same day or was it the
It
day
was,
after?
I think it was that afternoon.
Wasn't it the same day?
It was that same day. Yep.
Yeah, and so about 2:30 p.m. We knew that we were going to have some bad storms in our area, and I had already had a bad feeling about it. And I think it's because of uh, this podcast I just listened to, and then the dream you just talked about. You telling me about the dream you had, and like with all that in my brain, I guess I was already kind of like nervous or not feeling too great about these storms. And I heard that there was a potential for really bad tornadoes. So what's happening right now? I follow this YouTuber, and he discusses weather patterns in over like the whole country, and he's talking about how you have these huge winter fronts, these huge cold fronts coming from like the north, like Canada and Siberia, like all the way up there coming down, and then at the same time you have these like they call them like rain walls or something like that, literally. And he explained it how it works. It's like for some reason water is basically being picked up across the Pacific, and it's being like shot over from the west, and it's going across the country. So you have these winter storms plus this weird rain wall thing that's coming across, and then on top of that you have the fronts coming from the Gulf coming up, and the warm fronts. So, and it's all meeting like in the middle, which is like almost my area. I'm a little south from where like it's meeting up at, but then those storms are like just like breaking up and just going across. And you're getting them too, all the way over there in North Carolina. Y'all had some rain over there, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Past few days have been crazy.
Yeah. So with all that combined, I just been feeling on edge about these storms already. And then we were sitting there in the house, and we got a tornado warning, but it was like no, you need to find shelter in place and get there. So like I took it really serious because sometimes you get those and for some reason you don't take it serious, right? So we
Yeah,
took
you
it
go look at
serious.
the window.
Yeah, then you're freaking like the witch and the Wizard of Oz, like stuck under somebody's house. and and then so we got in the bathroom underneath the stairs in the middle of the house. Hopefully, that's like the most safest place. We kind of luckily lucked out. We have a very safe place in our house, like in regards to, besides being underground, in regards to like tornado, um, because it's like right in the smack dab in the middle underneath the stairs, which they say the stairs are like the strongest structures and stuff. So
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. Not no my luck. It's like the only spot that like gets damaged somehow, just the middle where the tornado starts, just like in the fucking. Um. Anyway, the tornado traveled. There was a tornado that hit in our area. It went across 4 cities, dude. It went
Yeah.
across Baytown, Deer Park, Pasadena, and LaPorte, and
Mm.
it traveled 18 miles, and it was the width of a mile and a half wide.
God damn.
Dude, I was like, I'm not even joking, like a mile and a half from where some really bad damage occurred. Where I mean, completely destructed. It was like 147 miles per hour, or something like that. The winds.
God. Yeah, when you showed me the screenshot of where your house is and where it touched down, like that was a few blocks away, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it is not. I drive right there, and then it was weird because on my drive home from work today, there was some areas blocked off, and I had to like make a weird route to get home. I had to take some back roads and stuff. But it's
Mm.
weird because you see that stuff on TV in other areas, and then you don't think about like the aftermath, and the effect it
Right.
has. But seeing it now, it's very strange. And then luckily, we have a friend that was actually a friend of the show. He's been on the show before. His wife, Dylan, the police officer that was on the show, his wife works somewhere nearby that got damaged really bad, where it was like in the direct line of the tornado. And luckily, she was fine. Everybody's fine. Nobody got hurt. So
Jesus. What so since the name of the show is Dad Noises, and you obviously are a father, you mentioned that your daughter was at school when this was going on. So what was going through your head knowing that you're trapped under the stairs, seeking shelter, but your daughter's, I don't know how far your school is from your house, but what was going through your head about when that was going on?
So it was crazy because out of the three of us, I guess because it was me, my mother-in-law, and my wife. So out of the three of us, I was the more nervous one and I was more worried. And I think it's because, like I said, I had all these things that were kind of, shaping my judgment of the situation. But luckily I took it serious and went into the bathroom just in case. But um I actually felt like that was probably a safer place for her to be just because the structure is larger. Um, so hopefully, uh, they get in the middle of the school and they sit in the hallways and they're away from windows and stuff. So,
Right.
I mean, it was just, I was just kind of leaning on that, thinking, um, they're probably in a safer structure than she would be here. So,
Right.
and I guess it's better if we're spread out. I guess in a way too, less opportunity to be hit. Like if we would have got hit and she wasn't here, that would have been better, you
Right.
know. So, yeah, I guess that's kind of how I was trying to keep in mind. But I did. That's the reason why. Like I had my watch on and my heart rate got to 105 just standing still,
Jesus.
and I was shaking, like visibly shaking, and I think it was just like just her not being there, like that not being in control thing. Even though, what am I gonna
Yeah.
do to a tornado?
You could punch it.
Fucking, fucking try to suck it up my ass. That's what I tried to do. Just bend over and
Just bend over and fucking inhale.
yeah, just fucking pull it right in. Yeah.
Yeah. God
But
damn.
it was
That
it
is
was
terrifying, man.
yeah.
I've only had a warning one time, and it was when we first moved to North Carolina.
Oh
And
shit.
I did the typical dad thing, which was, run out the sliding glass doors because I wanted to see it. It didn't touch down anywhere near us. It was close enough to where we had a warning, and we did the same thing. Our family, we had to go into the bathroom. The first floor bathroom, which is under the stairs. We just had a hunker down there for about a half an hour. But I kept running back and forth between the back door and the bathroom because it was one of those things where I wanted to see it if it was going to happen, which was, looking back on it now, very foolish of me. But
Yeah, there was a viral video going around of the tornado that hit here, and there's like this dude, like somebody took a picture from their doorbell camera, and there's just this dude strolling on the street, and he's like turned around looking at the tornado that's like right behind him, like like a block away. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. So yeah, I basically lived a real life horror film, so that was pretty fun.
what would you name that movie?
Ass Twister.
All it Hershey squirts.
Yeah, freaking at the end, I just suck it up straight into my anus. I think Twister was a Twister 3, I guess, maybe. I would make it a sequel.
Speaking of Twister, I think my man Bruce Campbell was actually in Twister.
Was he really?
I think so. I think
Dude, I used to love that movie as a kid.
I think he's in the beginning and he dies.
Oh, I need to rewatch. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
I could be thinking of another movie, but I'm pretty sure he's in the very beginning and dies from a twister.
Well, yeah, it makes sense.
I'll have to look that up after this to see if I'm an idiot or not.
Yeah.
People are
So
gonna be like, he's a horror fan. And he
like,
just
this guy doesn't know anything. Yeah.
So
He's named after him.
I am.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I'll have to look that up because now I'm gonna look it up after because if I'm wrong, I don't want you to leave it in so I look stupid.
wasn't the story like your mom like slept with him in a green room or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bruce is my daddy or my stepdaddy.
Yeah. You need to go get some of that money. Or at
Mhm.
least a chainsaw.
Yeah, he owes me, man. He owes me.
did.
I do have his boomstick though.
There you go. Is it nice?
Yeah, it's a
Nice.
boomstick. I love
Nice.
Bruce Campbell, man. I cannot wait for the remake or not remake the new one that's coming out in 2023, Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah, it's like an adaptation or something to it.
Yeah, so it's like in the same universe as Evil Dead with the Deadites and stuff like that. But Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi are like executive producers, but they're not going to be in the film.
Nice.
So a lot of people are upset that Bruce Campbell or Ash Williams will not be in the film. But
Yeah.
I mean, that movie was, I mean, I'm a huge Evil Dead fan. It's one of my favorites. And there comes a time where you just got to let it go. You know what I mean? Like,
I
if
get
you
what
want
you're
to keep the franchise alive, obviously it's a new generation of people and they might not like Bruce Campbell the way we do. So it's like, it's time to give it a new life. So
See where it goes. There's no point. So yeah, I'm excited to see that. I don't know. I think I saw the trailer for it. It just came out, right?
yeah, the trailer dropped a couple weeks ago. There's 2 trailers. I only watched one because I was afraid the second trailer might give away too much. And
They do
I'm not
that
a fan.
sometimes.
Yeah, I love teaser trailers, and that's it. I don't want the movie ruined for me in 3 minutes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I understand why they do that because people's attention span are shorter now, I think, because of apps like TikTok and YouTube Shorts, I think. So that's like the only way for them to really engage that younger generation, by giving them that much information versus a teaser trailer. But I don't know, man. I like to go into movies blind and just not know. Like Barbarian, I went into that absolutely blind besides the trailer. And God, that movie was just insane.
It's funny, like that expression you're saying, because if you went into a movie blind, it would like be pointless.
You have to read it.
Yeah, it'd be like a blind dude going to see IMAX. It's like,
Yeah, just have to listen and enjoy it.
exactly. Earmax. That's what you call that.
Earmax.
Yeah, that I'm glad you didn't ruin Barbarian for me at all. Like I had no clue what to expect.
Oh, dude, that movie was just nuts.
Did it make your list?
It did not. But there's a reason why.
All right, let's
We'll get into that.
yeah, we'll get into it. Let's not blow our load yet.
Ooh.
We especially don't want to start the list right before. Hey, you know what, Zoom? This is a message to everybody. If you work at Zoom, I'm gonna suck you into my ass. So you better watch out.
Yeah, like what if it's free, what is the point of putting a limit on there?
I don't get it. And then it's like upgrade to pro. It's like I don't want to pay for pro. Obviously,
Yeah, it's just
who
like,
wants to?
who pays for anything anymore?
Yeah, nothing. I might have to try something else besides Zoom next time. Um, okay, so I really wanted to discuss the apocalyptic thing, and I thought that was pretty scary. And then of course going through that, and then we also both started something. I have written down in my notes here. We both started a fasting journey.
We did, yes.
So how's
Today is
yours going?
today is day 2. It's actually going really well, better than I thought.
Really?
And you know what actually helps? And I told you about this yesterday, but we'll do a shameless plug here. Liquid Death helps. It is just sparkling water, but it helps me feel full when
Mhm.
I'm craving a snack or something like that. It actually helps with my beer and my energy drinks because I gave up energy drinks about 4 months ago now. And I gave up beer 24 or 25 days ago. So
Nice.
this has been my savior, Liquid Death. And now that I'm doing the intermittent fasting, this has been helpful also. But I've been breaking my fast around 12:30, and then I finish up my dinner at around 6:37, and then that's it.
Nice, man. That's yeah. So how long is it say do you have the app, the Fastic app?
I didn't download it yet. I was thinking about that last night, and I couldn't remember what the name of it was, or it was 2 nights ago. It was the day you told me about the app. That was what 2 days ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I need to download it because I think that helps you out also. Does it give you like notifications throughout the day or like advice or tips and stuff like that?
Yeah, and what I like about it too is like today, for instance, I wasn't, I know I wasn't hungry. It was just more boredom. And I work at a place that sells food. So I'm surrounded by food and it's really hard to say no to grab like snacks and stuff. But I decided not to because I went and looked at my app and it gives you like a display that shows like after a certain amount of hours, um your body hits certain different points. And each point, like one is like a fat burning point, one is like where you're restoring your cells. It just your body is able to hit all these specific different things that it can't normally do because it's so focused on digesting your shit. That's literally the case. I listened to I've done fasting before. I haven't done it this extreme in the sense, and when I say extreme, I guess is I'm doing a 20-hour fasting, 4 hours eating. So I only have a 4 hour window to eat. So I'm eating between 5 and 9, and then after 9 p.m. I'm stopping until 5 p.m. the next day. Uh,
Dang.
and it's really not hard. When I get hungry like you, I just drink water. I have liquid IVs, so those have been helping me a lot. And then of course I drink coffee in the morning still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I think as long as you drink it black and no sugar, it doesn't break your fast.
yeah, because your body is not processing anything or whatever.
Right. It's only when you put a lot of cream or sugar and stuff like that, that's when it's considered, I guess, you know what I mean, breaking because of the fats and the sugar and milk and creamers.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and it just like I feel less bloated, obviously because I'm not eating most of the day. But when I do eat, I don't feel lethargic as much. Like I ate earlier, and when I eat. I'm not just eating a little bit. I'm eating like I have 4 hours to eat.
Right.
And they say from like research and stuff, obviously you want to eat good stuff all the time, regardless. But they're saying because when you're fasting, it's not so much about what you're eating; it's more so just how you're eating in that time window, and it just gives your body all that time to break down what it needs, what it doesn't need, and I mean, it just makes sense that like, why would you keep clogging up a pipe that's full or whatever, clogged up? Like you're gonna
Right.
keep sending stuff down there now. So, but I do feel oddly energetic throughout the day. I thought I would be kind of sluggish, but not at all.
That's good, man. That's good.
Have you felt like that?
Not yet. So far, so good. I haven't noticed any energy change or anything like that yet, which I'm also only on day 2. So I have some catching up to do there. But so far, I mean, like, because honestly, like the only thing I used to eat for breakfast anyway was a protein shake. And then I wouldn't eat until lunchtime. So I mean, all I'm doing now is drinking my shake, like after dinner. So it's like I wake up, I start every morning now. I've been doing this for about 2 weeks with room temperature water. I wake up and I drink a full 16-ounce bottle of water. And I noticed a big difference with that, with the way my body digests food now. And it just basically you're dehydrating yourself while you're sleeping. And then most of us wake up and we drink a cup of coffee, and coffee dehydrates you even more. And if you don't remember to drink water, it might be lunchtime before you have your first glass of water. And you don't realize that your body is just craving that water the entire time. And that's why a lot of times you don't have energy or you feel tired. And what do? You grab another cup of coffee, and dehydrate yourself even more. So I've been doing that water first thing in the morning, and that has been making a huge difference in how I feel every day. So now I drink my water, take my vitamins, and I drink a cup of coffee in the morning, and then I just wait, 4 or 5 hours until lunchtime, and it's been easy.
Yeah, it's you're really just skipping breakfast and then skipping those late night, midnight snacks. Real quick, it just
We'll have
stopped.
to start a new session.
Yeah, it says less than 1 minute. So
Yeah,
I guess we just
I
wait.
think you're gonna have to. I think last time you had to send another link.
All right, and we are back because Zoom fucking kicked us off, stupid fuckers. So yeah, we were talking about fasting, but let's go ahead and let's get into it. Let's get into our list. I'm excited. I'm genuinely anxious. Well, first off, let's see how many do you think we'll have that are the same? Well,
All right.
should we
we're both.
explain the list first though? Like a little
Yeah,
more
that's it.
context. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So probably about a month ago, we decided let's try to do a top 10 horror movie list. And then we quickly realized how difficult this task really is. So it took quite some time to create these lists, and with very good reason. I think it's one thing to love a bunch of horror movies, and it's another thing to try to put a label on them as like your favorite. Like these are my top 10, and that's it. Like it's in writing, and this is it. So I think that's why I had such a difficult time. It's like I love so many, and trying to just narrow it down to 10. That's where I had a hard time. So we each created a separate top 10 list of our horror movies, and we made a joke about how many we think are going to match. And I think I'm going to go with 3 out of 10 will maybe match.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm trying to think if I should go higher or lower.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Because
think
we do have different tastes.
We do. That's a good point.
Which everybody does, but we do like a lot of the same movies. So I'm very curious if we have a lot of matches.
And then also we have to take in consideration too, we're from different eras. So
that's
you
right.
might have
I'm only
listed.
I'm 22.
Yes.
And you're what? You're 30 something.
I'm
You're
6.
40.
I'm
There
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm much older. So I did grow up to a completely different background of movies, but I don't think I have too many old films on here. I kind of did it a little bit different, only because of the way my brain works. I couldn't just come up with a top 10 list. So I broke it down for myself into 10 different subgenres of horror, and then my favorite one in each one of those subgenres.
Nice.
Which is probably going to kick me. I'm going to end up kicking myself in the ass
Because you're going to lose some good ones.
I already know. I'm looking at the list and I'm like, God, there's so many others, but I've seen so many movies over the years. It's like I can't narrow it down to just 10.
Okay,
so
I'm going to say
have
2 then.
Mentions. I do have some honorable mentions on here.
Do we want to say those first, or do you want to give those last?
I I don't know. Let's play it by ear, man. Well,
Okay. Maybe we'll weave in and out.
yeah, and my list is in no particular order as well. It's just here's the 10 movies. Um, and that's it. I couldn't put them in, like, I couldn't have a number one, even though I do have an all-time favorite. I actually have two, but
Wow. I don't know if I have an all-time favorite. Real quick, let's throw out one of
yes.
your honorable mentions. Let's do it now.
All right. Honorable mention. And I'm going to go with one of my favorite categories just because of our background of being paranormal investigators. I have a supernatural or paranormal subgenre for horror. And one of the honorable mentions is the autopsy of Jane Doe.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Well, then let's crack my list because that actually made my list.
Oh, look at that. As an honorable mention or
No,
on
as
the
a
top?
on top 10.
Damn, that is it's a great one, man. If you have not seen that movie, stop what you're doing right now, watch it, and then come back and finish this podcast with
It's
us.
it's okay. So for me, why I made my list was the way I made because of how my brain works. It's so funny how like how we're so different because the way my brain works is I just listed every movie that my brain told me. And I made like a list of like 30 movies I could think of off the top of my head, and then I just kind of narrowed it down. I would be just sitting there chilling, thinking of, and then a scene would pop up in my head from one of the movies that I had listed, and then I was like, oh, that was kind of dumb or something, and then and I would think about it, and then I would go back and like, I think I like this one more than this one, so I would take it off, and I just kind of did that over the course of a couple weeks, and then came up with my
Nice.
list. So all these movies popped in my head for a reason when I thought.
Right.
And the reason why I put Autopsy of Jane Doe was because that movie genuinely gave me the creeps. I don't even know how to explain it. I actually remember seeing that movie and kind of like being creeped out to go to the bathroom afterwards. It
Dude, that movie was freaky, dude.
yeah, and like
Super freaky.
the idea of what's funny is I got to investigate a funeral home, a working funeral home. But
I
the
remember that movie.
idea, yeah, the idea of doing that scared the shit out of me. And I actually did. You knew I took a EVP. I did an EVP session by the dead body, right, in the freezer.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, dude.
Was that in the video?
No,
No.
we weren't allowed to put it
Okay,
in the
yeah.
video.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember seeing that in the video, and yeah, I don't remember that.
Maybe we talked about it in the video. We didn't. I know we didn't show it, but yeah, there was a body there, and dude, I was like standing like from where I'm at to where this wall is, and there's a body right there, and I had my
Oof.
DR-60. I didn't catch anything,
Mm,
but anyways,
that's
that
freaky.
that movie kind of created that obsession, and then somehow the opportunity to go investigate a funeral home fell on my lap, so it's kind of weird. So that movie made my list.
That's awesome.
Why did you like it as an honorable mention, real quick?
Well, I mean, it was such a bizarre movie. The way it was shot, like a one location movie. They're in the funeral home, and that's pretty much the entire movie. They're trapped in a basement. A storm's coming in. So I mean, now you're trapped in the cellar that's filling up with water. So you got the fear element of drowning. You have the paranormal side of it. It was so chaotic and terrifying the way they filmed that movie, and the acting was great. Well, I can't remember that kid's name. The main character, but
Yeah,
like he's in a lot of movies.
I know who you're talking about. I can see him in my head.
And Bruce Cox is the other autopsy, whatever they're called. What are they called?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Mortician.
Mortician, yeah.
Is that it? Yeah. So great acting, great the way it was filmed. It just really it put you right in the middle of the film and just brought that level of fear. I don't know. It was just I loved it. And it's just funny that that's our first movie of the night, which has to do with drowning in a basement after the dreams we've had and the tornado experience you just encountered.
Yeah,
So
I
it was
actually
pretty wild.
forgot that aspect of it of the movie till you said that. Okay, so what made your list as your favorite supernatural paranormal film then?
So my favorite supernatural movie is Sinister with Ethan Hawke.
Okay, okay.
Sinister was and is one of the creepiest because it's not a found footage movie, but it has a found footage aspect to it
Mhm.
when he's watching the home videos of everyone that's getting murdered, all the families getting murdered. So found footage is my favorite genre altogether. So the fact that it goes back and forth between regular style filming and then found footage, I just love that. I love Ethan Hawke. He's in a lot of good horror movies. I think he's an underrated actor, and I want to see him in more horror movies if that's possible. And also the way that demon works is he makes the family members kill other family members. So that is absolutely terrifying. Like the one iconic scene for me is the lawnmower scene. If you ever seen Sinister, you know what the lawnmower scene is. It
Mhm.
is just absolutely gruesome and terrifying because it's their kids killing each other or the dad going crazy and killing the family. Like it's just terrifying to think of someone getting possessed and then taking it to that extreme level and killing their whole family.
It's
uh,
terrifying, so then you go hunt demons for fun.
yes, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
um
Here, I'm gonna give you one of I like Sinister too. It didn't make my list, but I'm
right.
gonna give you an honorable mention and see if maybe this one made your list. That maybe we if we switched them. I have a couple honorable mentions too that aren't necessarily good films. It's just a funny memory attached to it.
Mhm.
Um, but The Descent,
Oh my god, that's such a good one.
it almost made my list, man. There's just like I couldn't put it in place of anything else on there. It almost made my list.
That's one that I'm trying to get my daughter to watch. We just haven't sat down and watched it yet, but I keep telling her how scary that movie is.
So good, so good.
It's
If
terrifying.
nobody knows, it's about a group of girls that go into this discovered well, it's discovered, I guess, but it's they people haven't gone and uh what's the word? I can't think of the word.
I guess cave dwelling. Is that
Explore it.
caves exploring?
Yeah, this hasn't been explored much, so the cave system was like very fresh, and they went down in there, and there's some weird monster things in there. But man, it doesn't sound like it's that great, but man, they did a really good job with that film.
That movie, if you are claustrophobic, you have that fear aspect of it, plus the I don't know what you call them, zombies, mutants, I don't know, creatures.
Hmm.
You have that. I mean, God, that movie is terrifying, dude.
It's really
And
good.
and I don't know if you ever seen the alternate ending for that one.
Yes, I have. Yes. Yeah.
Uh, both endings are great,
And
but I don't.
surprisingly, a lot of people haven't seen that movie. So
Yeah, that's enough. They made a part two. I don't think it was as good as part one.
mm-mm,
I don't even remember part two, honestly, which tells me it wasn't that good. I
right.
know I watched it, I just don't remember it. But yeah, definitely check out Descent. If you have a fear of tight places,
I don't.
yes, you will.
I
You will be terrified watching that movie.
actually prefer tight places.
Mhm. So does tornadoes.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to my list. I'm pretty sure this one made your list. I'd be
Yes.
surprised if it didn't. So I'm gonna say it. Hereditary.
Mhm.
Did Hereditary make your list?
It's on my list.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It
Yeah.
did under the witchcraft genre.
Nice. Did Blair Witch make your honorable mentions for that?
um, Blair Witch is and she's on another category.
Oh, nice, nice. Okay. All right. So yeah, Hereditary, we don't have to go much into it, but great film. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to go watch it, especially if you like the witchcraft. And it comes out from you never see it coming. It just happens and then you start putting the pieces together. You're like, "Holy shit, what did I just watch?"
Yeah. I want to say Hereditary is one of those movies you either love it or hate it. Um, the people that love it are like diehard. This is the best horror movie ever made, and then the people that hate it think it's the stupidest movie ever made. I don't understand how you can't like it, but I get obviously everyone has different opinions. I totally understand that and respect that. I just don't get how you can watch Hereditary and not love it.
Yeah,
Because
it's
besides the witchcraft side and the horror side, it's the grieving side of it. Everything that happens to that family, it's it's gut wrenching. Like
yeah, it's
the car scene where it's like
mm-hmm,
2 minutes of silence
mm-hmm.
after what happens. It's like you're just sitting there in utter shock and you're just staring at the
And
screen.
whenever
What's happening?
what's her name? Tony Collette, whenever she
Oh
cries.
God, she is
Oh my
such an
God, dude.
amazing
When she
actress.
cried, bro. Oh, you feel it, dude. It's so crazy.
Yeah, she is a phenomenal actress. Everyone in that movie did a great job. That
Amazing.
is a great movie. Ari Aster is a great filmmaker, and he has a brand new movie coming out. He just released a trailer. This is his third movie because he also went on to make Midsummer, and then now his new one is with Joaquin Phoenix,
Oh
and it
yeah, yeah. I
looks
haven't seen the trailer
super
yet.
freaky, dude. That trailer looks freaky.
I need to watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, so great movie. It's on my list. So we have our first official match
Match.
because the other one was an honorable mention.
Yeah, yeah. Go with one on your list. Go ahead, give it to me.
All right. My honorable mention for Witchcraft, which I'm not going to go into details, is the movie The Witch, which is another A24 film. Great movie. Another one on my list, we're going to go with the slasher subgenre. I can't
Okay.
speak tonight. I have Scream 1 on my list. That is down as my favorite slasher film. Um, Obviously, they're up to Scream 6 now, which is where they're in New York City. The trailer actually does look really good, and I am excited to see where the storyline goes. But nothing is going to top Scream 1 and the twist at the end where you find out who the two killers were. And it's totally mind blowing at the time because nobody expected that. And the time that movie came out was I'm trying to remember how old I was. I was probably in my late teens when that movie came
Oh
out.
yeah,
So
perfect timing.
it was just like it was such an awesome film and time.
My
Of
brain, when I associate Scream with the scary movie genre, the funny ones,
yeah,
because like my that's where
those are
my
great
brain goes
too.
instantly.
Those are great.
Yeah, yeah, Scream is one of those classic slashers. Let me go with one. Let me think. I'm gonna go with this next one here because it was one that I guess you could call it's not a slasher, but it kind of is. In the theme of a killer's killing people, but it
Mhm.
left my jaw dropped on the floor the first time I saw it, and it was Saw.
Ooh, that
Is it on your list?
it is as an honorable mention, which is why
Whoa, that's crazy. I'm
that's
surprised.
why I think I screwed up by doing it this way.
Yeah,
Yeah, the first Saw movie and that first twist reveal that Zepp was not the killer,
dude,
and
when
that
he stood up.
when he stood up, dude, I was
Oh,
like, "What is happening?" You realize he's playing the game also, and that's the only reason he kidnapped the doctor's family was because he was injected with poison, and he was doing it to play the game.
he was
And
fair.
I was like, God damn. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And then he just stands up, peels off that little bit of latex. God, that was
Dude,
amazing.
that freaking oh my God, so insane. And it was so I like it too because the traps in that one they weren't like super so they kind of started getting over the top. Those were
They
just
did.
just
I think
enough.
once Hollywood got involved
Yeah, yeah.
and they kind of took over the franchise, that's when the movies started to go downhill a little bit. And the traps started getting way too extreme and
Mhm.
unrealistic. But Saw 1, phenomenal, man. A great
Best, yeah.
movie. Um,
Um, go ahead with one on your list now.
my gore splatter category is what I had Saw down in, but my I had to go with Evil Dead
Okay,
for
of
gore
course,
and
of course.
splatter. So Evil Dead, the first one or the second one or Army of Darkness. I don't care. Any one of the Evil Dead movies is
Yeah.
on that This, and then I had Saw and Hostel as my honorable mentions for like the gore category.
Yeah. Green
Hostel,
Inferno.
oh my god, that's another classic, dude.
That's a nasty one. Whew.
Yeah, but yeah, I had to go with Evil Dead. Bruce Campbell,
Papa.
great movie. If you watch the first one now, you're probably not gonna like it.
Yeah.
If you watch Evil Dead 2, it's more of a comedy horror. Um, uh, that one you might still enjoy, but I don't know if you would actually enjoy Evil Dead 1 in today's world.
Mm,
I don't know.
yeah.
But
It's just yeah, it's just the time is hard because with the way graphics and things are now and filming and video quality and stuff, it's just so different.
right.
Uh okay, let me see. I'm gonna go with this next one because I just remember watching it and loved how it had like a classic feel and the storyline was like very interesting. It wasn't just an average paranormal storyline. And that's Insidious, the first one.
The first one, dude. Oh my god. And that did not make my list somehow. Oh well, I
Really?
have The Conjuring for paranormal. For honorable mention, I have Autopsy of Jane Doe, and then I also have the Conjuring universe, which I know Insidious is not really the Conjuring universe. It's not a part of that, but to me it is because it's all made by James Wan and
Right, yeah.
a lot of the same actress. But yeah, Insidious, oh my, that great movie.
Yeah, I love it. So good.
The sound effects that he used
Yes.
first one, oh man.
Yeah, and then it was cool how it was astral projection. It wasn't a ghost in the house. It was kind of just like out of left field. I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, to me that was an awesome, awesome, not twist, I guess, concept.
Yeah.
Instead of just being a typical haunting,
Mhm.
like yeah, I really enjoyed that. Um, I'll go with comedy horror, and I
Okay.
have Deadstream as my favorite movie. There, I know you haven't seen that one yet. We were talking about that a few weeks ago.
Is that the
That
one
it,
with the annoying main character?
oh, dude, he's not annoying. Once you get to know him, you fall in love with that character, man.
No, this is the movie that I thought you couldn't stand it.
No, I loved it, dude. The
Deadstream.
Yeah. No, 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 no. You're thinking of Dash Cam.
Oh, okay.
Dash
Yeah.
Cam, I couldn't yeah, I wanted to murder her.
Yeah, Deadstream.
um,
Okay. Yeah, I
so
haven't seen this one.
Deadstream is about a YouTuber that pretty much got canceled for doing some pretty extreme YouTube videos, and the cancel culture got him. He got canceled, so he decided he's gonna have this grand big comeback. And he decides to spend the night in this abandoned haunted house, and he live streams the entire event. He's wearing like a GoPro attached to his chest, so he has like a face cam, and he hooks up different GoPros throughout the house, so you have multiple cams set up throughout the house, and things get crazy, dude. It was the funniest horror movie I've seen in a long, long time.
Really? I'm gonna check it out. That sounds fun.
Yeah. And yeah, because if you're a fan of any YouTube streamer, paranormal, and Evil Dead, it's like all three combined into one.
Nice. I'm gonna have
So
to check it out.
it's like Eric Connor over there at Epic Paranormal. It's
Shout
like
out.
a comedy version of our friend Eric.
That's funny. Maybe they
It's awesome.
saw his channel. Who knows?
They could have, dude.
I'm going to go with this next one because I'm going to go the exact opposite of funny. I'm going to go with a movie that literally left my jaw on the floor and psychologically messed my brain up.
Ooh,
And that's Martyrs, the French version.
my God, dude.
Did it make your list?
It did under psychological thriller. Yep.
Okay.
As an honorable mention, only
Oh, not
because
on the list. Okay.
yeah, and so only because I messed up the way I did this. But
Damn it.
yeah, so I watched that movie based off of your recommendation back in like June or July of this year.
Yeah.
And
Do you still find yourself randomly thinking about it?
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And dude, that whole night my stomach literally hurt like I had a tummy ache. you
Tell
know?
me. Yeah.
Yeah. I legit felt like I was sick, and like if I was like I wanted to stay home from work the next day, like calling sick.
Yeah.
Tummy hurts. Um it was like number one, it wasn't the movie I thought it was. Like I remember always hearing about Martyrs, and I just always assumed it was going to be about sexual assault.
Mm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I thought it was going to be these two girls that were being held against their will and being sexually assaulted. God damn, I was wrong. Like that is not what it's about.
No,
At all.
it's about life,
Yeah, and death.
literally. Yeah, and that yeah,
What
that,
happened after death?
and you have to watch the French version. If you're listening to this, do not watch the American version. It's terrible. It does not even end anywhere near the same. It's awful. Don't watch it. Terrible, terrible. They ruined it. Completely ruined it. You have to watch the French one and read the subtitles.
So while we're on the topic of psychological thriller, mine that made the list was Jordan Peele's Get Out. I thought that was a great film, and his first time dipping his toes in the horror genre, coming from Key and Peele comedy sketches to one of the best horror movies out in the past 10 years. It was just like, where did this come from? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
That was
movie,
that one almost, I mean, it kept popping up in my head. I guess you know what held me back from it? Because for me, whenever I'm thinking horror, I don't, for some reason, I don't do like I don't think to put like comedy in horror, which I liked it and Get Out, but that was the only thing that held me back from it. Because for some reason, my brain is like, no, it's horror. I have to pick
like his
the
one
scariest film.
his one friend he kept calling.
Yeah, that
comedian.
dude's funny. Yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
like his
I
little
get
his.
what you
I liked the movie, and I like movies like that. But for some reason, I can't put a movie with that
mean.
in my top for some reason for horror. Like I don't know why.
Yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
that's just how uh, my brain is for some reason. So, but
Mhm.
I almost put it on my list. It was close. So I guess you could
I had
technically say it's an
to,
honorable mention.
yeah, there you go.
So, um, I'm going to go with let me see. I'm going to change the pace a little bit with this one here. I'm going to go with 30 Days of Night.
Oh, that's on my list.
It's on your list?
Yeah.
Yes, for vampires.
Yep.
Nice.
So what do we got? We got 3 matches so far, right? We got Hereditary, 30 Days a Night, and
I
I
think
thought we
that's
had
it.
I thought we had a third one.
We
Maybe
have
not.
Hereditary and 30 Days of Night.
Yeah. It was probably it was Autopsy, but mine was an honorable mention. Okay,
Yeah,
so
honorable mention. So right now,
we got
I
2
guess
so far.
2. Yeah.
Okay.
Because once you said
Yeah.
the category thing, I said I'm going to go under.
Okay. Yeah, dude, 30 Days a Night is the best vampire movie ever made, and nobody can change my mind on that.
It's not for me, like it's one of the best horror films ever made in general overall. Like the man, they did such a good job with that movie. I rewatched it not too long ago and was just completely like amazed again.
Yeah, me too. It was on TV a couple months ago, and
Nice.
I got sucked into it. I was like, I gotta watch it.
Yeah, you have to. It's so, and that scene where she's crying and then he's like, no God. Oh, dude, it's so creepy. Yeah.
Yeah,
30 Days a Night's badass. All right. Well, okay, do you have another like monster type genre?
I do. I have a monster genre,
Okay.
and
What is
my
it?
favorite one is Cloverfield.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
Because, like I said earlier, found footage is my favorite altogether. That genre, even though I still do have a found footage category, I had to put Cloverfield as my monster category, with the honorable mentions being The Mist and The Ritual.
Oh yeah, those are good. The Ritual is pretty interesting. I remember that one.
I remember watching The Ritual, and I thought I had it all figured out,
Yeah,
and
no,
I was dead wrong.
yeah,
Because in my head, I was like, there's no way this is really happening. So
Mhm.
I was like, he must be in like a therapy session, and this is like his way of grieving. Like, you know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
his friend got killed, and you know what I mean? So I'm like, this is so far-fetched. I'm like,
Yeah,
he's in the woods being chased by a monster, and then ends up in like a cabin with those
like a
weird
cult.
people. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, I was like, I was like, all right, he's going through something. he's hypnotized, he's going through therapy sessions, something's happening. And then the end of the movie, I'm like, no, that was for real. What the fuck? But it
Yeah.
was crazy, dude.
Yeah.
The movie was crazy. So that's why I made my list. And The Mist made my list for
The
so
ending.
many reasons. The ending is, God, that was such a dark ending.
Yes, that one was a one that rattled the head around in my brain. But I didn't like the whole movie. It was just the ending was so intense.
The ending stuck out the most. What is your monster? What do you have down for a monster? Do you have one?
So I don't have a monster, but I guess something that's not uh quote unquote real, I guess that couldn't be real or ghostly. I have two alien films.
Ooh.
The Fourth Kind.
Oh, that's a great one.
So good. And I need to rewatch it, man. It's been so long, but I didn't even need to rewatch it because I just remembered that I liked it that much. And then Dark Skies.
Oh man, that is another good one, dude.
Yeah, Dark Skies is such a good film. And I think that one was so layered. Let me go turn off the stupid pop-up came up again. We have 10 minutes. Wait up.
We got 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Maybe I need to buy the pro version. Yeah, real quick, so Dark Skies was so good to me. I like it that there was such a family aspect involved with the film in itself too. And it was so layered, and I mean that in the sense of like every family member's experiencing something, and the way the story just keeps going and it just keeps adding up. And then the ending scene where they show the extraterrestrials and stuff, man, it was such a good film. Such a good film.
I know, it's goosebumps thinking about it now, dude.
Yeah.
Same thing with Fourth Kind. The ending of Fourth Kind, like with the audio
Yes,
from the
yes. The ancient
footage.
Sumerian.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
that one messed me up for a while, dude. I
that
was
was a
like, holy shit.
good movie. So good.
Yeah.
Do you have any alien films?
I do not. I do not.
All right, give me
My
one.
next one is found footage category, and that is the Blair Witch.
Nice.
The Blair Witch Project. And the reason for that is because I was old enough at the time to enjoy the whole hype around the Blair Witch in real time, which was everyone advertising it as real. These hikers were really missing. There was news articles, there were websites. Everybody thought this was real. And then you watch the movie, not knowing if it's real or not. And then at the end, you find out it's, a horror movie.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things, you either loved it or hated it. But, I understand watching it now. You don't get to live through the experience of not knowing whether it's real or fake, and experiencing the websites and all the other stuff like that. And are these people really missing? Did they go missing filming a horror movie? And are they dead? So like that part really blew my mind back then. And the basement scene, absolutely terrifying, which is why I still hate basements to this day.
Yeah, that movie, I remember that movie coming out. No, we're not coming out, but I remember wanting to see that movie as a kid because again, scary movie when she's like she's crying or whatever. But I was like, what is that movie? What is that from? And then I remember my sister telling me and then wanting to watch the one it was from.
Yeah.
How many films do you have left to list?
One left. We got 9. I got.
So yeah, you're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so right now we only have 2 left.
2 matches. Yep.
So we got. I wonder if we're gonna get another one. I'll give you my last one. I got 2 left to say. Let me see. I wrote down 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I wrote down 10, but I didn't give. I have 2 left, so I'll give you one. Okay. To go kind of with the theme of witchcraft still, have you ever seen a movie called A Dark Song?
Oh no. What the poster looks like I'm familiar with the movie.
Dude,
based off the poster, but I need to. I guess I need to watch it if it's on your list.
It's on my list, bro. That movie, it's a emotional roller coaster. Um, and the way that they did it and pulled it off, it was so cool. I don't want to say anything. I want you to go into it completely blind. Don't go really look it up. I mean, I guess I can find it for you real fast on here and read it and tell you what it's about. I don't think it would necessarily. Let me read the description first, and I'll see if it's gonna ruin it. Man, it's such a good movie. They did such a good job with that one. Uh, let's see. Okay, so Sophia has rented a house in the middle of nowhere, and she has paid extra money so that no questions are asked. Her only companion will be Michael Solomon, an occultist who must help Sophia contact her deceased son.
Ooh.
But man, it's so good. Such a good film.
I'll see if I can
Definitely want to watch.
tonight, and maybe I'll watch it tonight.
Oh yeah, if you watch it tonight, I'll be excited. So
Yeah.
Okay, give me your last film.
All right, this is the last one on my list, and it is the zombie category. And this is one of my all-time favorite movies. It is 28 Days Later.
Yes, that was an honorable mention for me.
That is an amazing movie with Cillian Murphy, and they made a part two, which wasn't quite as good. And there is rumors that the script for part three is actually finished, and Danny Boyle is going to come back to direct it, and Cillian Murphy wants to come back to bring his character Jim back to the big screen. So fingers crossed that that actually happens, because we are 20 years since the first 28 Days Later.
Dang. They're gonna make one about they're gonna make one called 28 Seconds Later, and it's about a sexual experience with me.
There you go.
28 seconds. That's it, baby. That's all I got.
What is the last one on your list, man?
The last one for me, I really like this movie because it surprised me and it took me just like kind of back and forth. Whoa, what? I don't know what's real. I don't know what's not real. And also it's a film by the WWE production, which is kind of surprising because I was very surprised. But that's Oculus.
Oh,
You remember that one?
that is a good one, dude.
Yes. I just remember. I just think that's the story is really good, and yeah, you just never know what's real, what's not. It's so confusing, but it's so good.
I think did Mike Flanagan direct that one?
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it had. I remember seeing like WWE, because you know how they make movies or whatever.
Right.
I remember seeing that before the movie started, and I was surprised. I was like, "What?" And I thought, "Oh, this movie's gonna suck."
It might have been they could have been the production company behind it. For some reason, I thought Mike Flanagan was a part of that. The same guy who did like The Haunting on Hill House, and he also did what's the one with the woman who's like alone in a cabin and she's blind.
Oh yes. That was a WWE one too. So maybe he does stuff with him because I think that one was a WWE one too.
Yeah, that may unless yeah, he must be affiliated with them. Then I'll have to look into that. But yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
sound like an idiot if I'm wrong because like that's
hey,
just total idiot brain.
fucking Hulk Hogan directed that shit, man. For all I know.
Brother. Yeah. Give it all you got, brother.
Yeah. But yeah, that what is the name of that one? With the where she's writing a book, and he comes. It's a one word name. It's like
F bitch.
fuck. I can't remember the name.
Oh, that's
but
two words.
That's his wife in real life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Lucky man. She's pretty hot. Even for a deaf chick, I'm still giving it to her.
Was she deaf or blind? Because I said blind before. Now I sound like a real idiot.
No, I think she's deaf. Hush.
We're gonna cut all of that out.
It's called Hush. Can you hear me?
You know, we're recommending our movies, and I'm saying she's blind, and you're saying fucking Vince McMahon made the movie.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's Hush.
Yes, Hush.
Yes, Hush. Yeah, and I was making some stupid jokes that probably didn't land as well too. Uh, so yeah, that's our top 10. I want to give you a real quick. We have a minute left, fast minute.
Yeah.
Honorable
1 minute.
mentions. Human Centipede, only
Ooh.
because I have a funny story. I got my what is now my mother-in-law at the time was my future mother-in-law walked down on us watching that movie. And she was like, "What is that?" That's literally when they were like ass to mouth. No Escape, the one
Ooh.
where that's a scary one for dads, right? For us dads, that's a really scary one.
Terrifying.
Yes. Lovely Molly, the ending scene where the demon takes her into his arms. Love that scene. Amazing. I don't remember if the movie was good. I just love the scene. And then the TV show, Them, masterpiece. Masterpiece. I love that. I had to put it down there. So
Love it, man.
spout it until it goes off. How many honorable mentions do you have?
Woo. Real quick. Night of the Living Dead, Nightmare on Elm Street, The Mist, The Sixth Sense, Shaun of the Dead, Lost Boys, and Host, which Host.
A Host almost made my list. It was on my list.
Yo.
Dude, it would do that. Dude,
I just did a quick outro on my camera.
nice. That's hilarious. Yeah, I think the last part it caught was the host, and then it went off. I was like, yes, and then it went off.
Yeah. My camera stopped. Did my camera shut off?